All right, guys. So, it looks like Evil Dead Rise is just killing it at the box office. I know, pun intended. But I thought it'd be kind of a fun idea now that it looks like Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi have talked about the whole thing of, we want to do more movies and not wait like another 10 fucking years to do another film. It does look like that's going to be the case, that Bruce Campbell especially has been talking a lot about these plans of having like a bigger franchise, because really there's only 5 movies now, and all of them have been good, and I just thought I'd throw that out there. This franchise has been kind of dormant until recently. It's been, like I said, it's been 10 years since the remake, so we have been deadightless for a while. So now with what looks to be like, as Bruce Campbell put it, a roadmap is going to be put in place now that if this movie was successful, which it does look like it is, it does look like we are going to be getting like a bigger universe. I wouldn't say like it's going to be like an Evil Dead cinematic universe. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that like now we're going to be having a film franchise that we're going to be having literally a film franchise that is now going to be basically, it's going to be a film franchise that is basically going to be have more films. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm very tired. So yeah. So I thought I'd throw out, just for shits and giggles, I thought I'd throw out a few ideas for what the Evil Dead film franchise could go, where it could go next, and kind of talk about like some ideas here and there. Maybe talk about like a few ideas of what could be done. But we got to address the big elephant in the room, or the big chainsaw in the room, rather. I don't know if we'll ever get Bruce Campbell back as Ash again. He has said that like he has retired from the role, and Bruce Campbell's pushing 70 at this point. Like he's over 60 and going to be pushing 70 soon, apparently. He's just a little too old to be playing this role. Which makes sense. I do feel like Ash has kind of played his part. I would love to see Bruce Campbell play that character again. But yeah, he has... I think it's more about Bruce Campbell being unable to, physically do those... The role of Ash is a very physical role. Like, as you've seen in the first 2 films and in Army of Darkness, those films are very physically demanding. And even Ash vs. Evil Dead, when he was old as it to begin with, yeah, you could clearly see that, like, the physical demands that Campbell had to put himself through probably took a toll on him in some capacity. So I don't blame him in any way, shape, or form for basically being like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. So therein lies the question: do you recast Ash or not, or do you have the rest of the story continue without him? I think it's moved beyond that. I feel like Evil Dead has moved beyond Ash, and has left the door open for new heroes. Obviously, it would be, now that without spoiling a lot, it has alluded to in Evil Dead Rise that the remake is kind of in canon. So it'd be kind of cool to bring Mia back. We obviously have the other character Beth. That's another great female protagonist. But the one thing that I feel like I would love to see again in an Evil Dead movie, as much as I've been loving the past 2 films of being more, back to the original first film and, being more balls to the wall, bloody and all of that, I feel like it wouldn't hurt to be funny again. I feel like it wouldn't hurt anybody to have like some range in these films. I mean, hell, every horror franchise gets a little weird and funny now and again. Whether that works or not is a different story, but yeah. So I would not be opposed to at least maybe doing something in the vein of Evil Dead 2, but you got to get the right people to do that. Like I said in my Evil Dead Rise review on Patreon, which if you guys would like to check out, just hit the link below, head on to my Patreon, and hit the first tier for movie reviews and for polls. Yep, shameless plug is shameless. But I wouldn't be like, the one thing I would have loved to have seen is like like the closest person who's copied the level of gore and horror with that kind of level of humor is Shaun of the Dead. There have been good, don't get me wrong, there are other good horror comedies, but the ones that have matched the level of drama as well as the level of like laughs with the horror has been Shaun of the Dead. So I feel like, God, it would have been so cool, and hopefully one day maybe I'll just speak this into existence, that maybe we can get a Evil Dead movie directed by Edgar Wright. Maybe have Simon Pegg as the main protagonist, not playing Ash, but like a new character. I'm just wishing that into the. I'm just putting that out into the universe, you know, just throwing that out there. Yeah, but I do like the darker, more violent tone. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, oh, you know, everyone. It always needs to be like Evil Dead 2. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying like, it wouldn't hurt to go. Like, I love the trend of the horror stuff. But it wouldn't hurt to go back for at least maybe 1 or 2 times to do some slapstick. As for films I would love to see in this franchise, I would love to see, now that we're kind of putting out the like Evil Dead Rise puts out the building blocks, that there are, spoiler alert, 3 volumes of the book, maybe see like a prequel to the Evil Dead, like an Evil Dead prequel, kind of talking about either the professor's time, you know, with his wife Henrietta. You could do that. You could do like the Evil Dead prequel, a prequel to Evil Dead 2. You could definitely do I would love to see a prequel. I would love to see a prequel, but set in like the 1920s. I would love to see that as like a. Since we do know, again, it's a minor spoiler to Evil Dead Rise, but in there we do find out that a sect of priests did find the one of the Books of the Dead and tried to perform like communication with the afterlife. So I think it'd be kind of cool to see like maybe this is how we got the books separated or something like that. I would even love a Medieval Dead movie finally, like actually call it Medieval Dead and actually have the film set in like the Dark Ages and the formation of the books. That's a prequel I would love to see, is like how the the Books of the Dead, books of the Dead were forged, and where the dead, like where in hell the Deadites come from and stuff like that. Just a few ideas here and there. I just thought I'd do a quick video because the idea of more Evil Dead movies really excites me, and now that this movie has like apparently been killing it at the box office, we can actually get that, and I'm so excited. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of, what do you think the future is for Evil Dead? Are you just comment below, let me know. And what movies would you like to see in this upcoming Evil Dead franchise? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.